Hello everybody, welcome to our HTML5 and CSS course series. Now today's segment we'll be looking at something very interesting, but before then let me just do some recap here so far as HTML and CSS is concerned. Now if you are new here, this is what we did in our previous lesson, so I'll be leaving a link here, okay, where you guys I'll be leaving a link here where you guys can just go and take a recap of what we did here. But before then, there's some correction I'd like us to do so far as the recap is concerned. Now when you watch very carefully, most of you, when I go to the source code, for instance, now in the source code, as we begin, I made the title of my web page, I did a typographical error, and you could see it is cost underscore calculator, but I made it CATCAN. I don't know how you pronounce this, so to correct this, that is the title, although this will not appear in the browser, but that is the title of the browser. Let me show you. Let me go to the title of the web page. Let me go to my browser. So when I come to my browser, for instance, you see here that is the title given to the calculator, costi calculate. You see, sorry, let me go there again. That's it here. That is costi calcuta. I don't know how calcuta. Okay, so here I need to change that so that to display in on as the title of the web page. So to do that, just go. So to do that, just go straight to your browser. Pull the cursor here. So it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be CATCULCU. So take this one out. So CUL. Okay, sorry. So CUL. Okay, so we take CULATOR calculator. So basically that is what I just want to the recap I wanted to do for you guys to see the mistake we did in the title. So when I come back to, so far as I've saved it, when I come to my browser and I refresh, you can see the correct spelling is there. That is okay, calculator. Okay, so basically that is just that. But hey, before then, now today we'll be looking at something very interesting, and what we'll be looking at today is, I'll be right back. Welcome back. Now today what we'll be looking at today is HTML comments. Okay, that's what we'll be looking at today, HTML comments. So therefore, what is an HTML comment? HTML comments are text, phrases, or sentence inside an HTML file. Note, they are only showed in code and not rendered by a browser. Now this simply means that these HTML comments are showed in the code, that is the text editor, but the browsers does not display them. That is what it means by the notes. Okay, note, they are showed in codes and not rendered by a browser. Simply means that the HTML comments are showed in a code, but the browser does not display them. Okay, even cannot even identify them to display them. Okay, so basically that is just that. How to write HTML comments. But before we look at writing an HTML comment, I'd like you guys to understand that there are two ways in writing comments. We have a single line comment. An example, as you can see here, that is a single line comment. Now this single line comment you see over here, now this comment is used, okay, is used when, like, at the beginning of a let's say a starting tag. Okay, you use it. And then we also have the multiple line comment. So these are the two comments that we have. Okay, now the question here is this: one will ask, when, okay, why do we use HTML comments? HTML comments, okay, help builders, okay, and extended the web designers to easily organize their codes. Okay, so now in which way does it help extended users and help builders, okay, which is builders, web builders and extended web developers to easily organize their codes? In which way? Now, comment itself are used, okay, let's say in future you wanted to insert something in your web page, or more or less in your website. So you leave a comment element there to tell yourself that, oh, next week or as time goes on, I want to include something here or something there. Or maybe you want to leave a portion like, okay, this is the starting of the, let's say, the class or header, and this is where the header also ends. So that at least when an extended web developer gets hold of your code, can easily understand what you are writing, so that he or she can continue from there. Okay, so comments help us better organize, how they call it, our codes. Okay, our code. So better organize our code. That is what comments does. It's better organized, help us to better organize our codes. Now, how do we write a comment? Let's look at that. So as I am in my text editor, let me open a new page. So I just open a new page, and remember, I always say that now we need to save this as comment. Now, our previous video, we save all, how they call our HTML file to easily write your code. So let's save it, file, and let's go to save as, and then let me go to my desktop where I created a folder. Okay, so that's it. So you can see we started some couple of HTML attributes, HTML elements, and so on, saving a document, creating a calculator. I'll be leaving a link or in the description where you guys can just go there and then learn more of that. So I'll save this as HTML comments, okay, for practical or for education purpose, so that at least you can understand it. So HTML comments. HTML comments. Okay, comments dot HTML. Okay, comment.html. that is a file extension. So after that, I click on save. So after I've clicked on save, now let me first write my first code offline for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. So let me go by saying HTML. So that is just that. The title, I'll call it HTML comments. HTML comment. Then after that, let me just go ahead and begin something. Now I like to bring something called my fall icon. So my fall icon, now let's begin with single line comments. Okay, single line comment before we come to multiple line comment, before we come to phrasing comments. Okay, single line comment. So let's look at single line comment. So let's assume that I'm starting with, let's say, a phone icon, a false icon. So once about a false icon, let me explain the false icon for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. So let's assume that when you open an icon, like the way I've opened this icon, for instance, this calculator, you see that there's a globe here. Now this globe that you see here, most of the time you see that there's an icon or the logo of the, how they call it, the logo of the website that you are viewing is displaying here. Okay, that is what we call the false icon. Okay, the false icon. So that is basically, that is just that. So now when I come to my text editor, I wanted to create a false icon. So I'll go by saying, I'll bring my comment. The comment always come with a left angle bracket, then exclamation mark, then you bring the double dots, okay, and then the close tag, and then they bring another what, how do you call it, space, another double dot. Now in between the dots, in between the two dots, that's where the comments come. So I'll call it my folding icon. Okay, so that's my folding icon. Then I'll, in between the icon, then I start by saying, so I'm writing a tag. So I'll go like, so I'm writing my icon, and so link. Okay, so link. So after I brought the link, before I bring the source, I'll say the render icon, the status is, and then I'll go by saying, instead of shit, I'll call it shortcut. So watch something so that we create the icon nicely. So shortcut. So shortcut, then I'll space it and call it icon. Then after that, instead of here we have type text, because I'm not typing CSS, I have to just go ahead and take off this, and then that was at the href. Okay, href talks about the source, where I want to pick it from. So first, what I like you to understand, that you just go back to your browser. So we are creating the folder icon. So let me go to my folder. Okay, so I've gone to my folder. Remember, we created a calculator, so there's an image in the calculator folder. Let me pick the image. Now you need to make sure you pick the image that is in whatever image you want to use. Make sure the image is in where you saved your web page. So I'll click here and bring the mouse pointer here, right click, and because I saved the web page here, you can see we have HTML comments. So I'll paste it here. So after pasting the images here, remember I also need to know the name of the image and then the image file extension. And if you don't know, you can just bring the mouse pointer here, and then you just right click on it and click on properties. And then when you click on properties, and then it will display the image information that you see the name of the image, and the file extension is that is PNG. Okay, that's the file extension of that of the image. So let's go ahead. So now I've now seen the name of my image, that is logo 1, and it is PNG. So I'll come back to my text editor, then the source of it, then I'll go by saying this. So I'll go by saying logo 1.png. So basically that is just, then I'll just close it nicely. Then after I'm done, what I'll do next is just simple. There's nothing I can do, but you can just go ahead and bring the type image. Okay, so you can say, so you can go ahead and say type, and you call it you can call it image. Okay, image slash x icon. Okay, then after that, when I save this, save, then you can see at the beginning I brought, how do you call it, the comments, which is known as the before the, so the comments. I wanted to tell people that I want to tell my external web users that now this is the comment and this is where the comment ends. So I'll bring the mouse pointer here, press enter, and I'll bring the dash, and then I'll go by saying, I'll bring my exclamation mark, and then my double slash space, and then double slash again. Now in between the slash, for my external web developer to know that, okay, this is where the floating icon ends. So I'll just repeat the floating icon again, and then I'll bring my slash. So meaning that this is the beginning of my how do you call it, my comment, which is the floating icon. This is where it ends. Then after that, when I save it, let's watch something. So and I come to my browser. So I'm going to my folder first. and then I double click on my HTML comment. Oh, okay, there's a mistake. Let's correct it. So that is just that image. So we need to take off this .png. So I need to bring, you see the shortcut here. So the shortcut icon, I have to bring it first. That is what is missing. So okay, shortcut icon, I bring my quote here. So what was missing was my quotes and the shortcut icon, and then that. So basically that is it. So when I save it now and go back to my browser and I refresh, so refresh. So something is still wrong again. Source, and it's going to be logo 1, so .png. okay, so save it and come to my browser and refresh. Still not responding. Then let's see, okay, so let me go by putting the name here because it's PNG file, so it's supposed to work. Look at me here, don't mind me. Now the mistake, so after writing this, what I'll do is I'll just come here. So that's my file. I have to bring my close tag of my body, close tag of my HTML, So when I'm done, watch something. So I started, these also have to be in the header. Okay, so I'll highlight on this, cut it. That is one mistake. It's supposed to be in between all the time when you're writing, because we want the icon should be here. It's supposed to be in between the two headers, not the body. So I'll put the cursor here, press enter, and then I'll paste. So remember, it was here, it was in between the body. That is why it's not interactive. So I'll put it here. So below my title, then I bring my comment. So after that, saving it, when I come to my browser and I refresh, you can see the icon is there nicely. Okay, so basically that is just that. Now we understand the first pattern line of writing comment. So the first line of writing comment, now we call this comments. You comment at the end of a starting tag, or after, at the beginning of an element, and at the end of the tag. So this become a phrase comment. Now let's start with a single line comment. So this become a phrase comment that I said earlier on that is a single line comment, but this is a phrase comment. So let's start with another comment where I'll talk about a single line comment. So a single line comment, let's say I'm writing a paragraph. So let's see paragraph, and I said the boy 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 what I want today is going, the boy is going to school. Okay, to school. Then after that, I bring a comment, okay, and say maybe this is a paragraph or this is a single line comment. So this come below. Okay, so below my paragraph, then I'll go by saying, I bring my comment exclamation, I bring the double line space comments in between, then bring my double line again. So in between the comment, and I'll say single okay line okay comment okay single line comment. Then after that, when I save it, the browser wouldn't read, how they call it, or display the comments, but it's going to display the paragraph, because it's a comment to better organize. You can say this is the end of my paragraph, any which way. So when you come to your browser here and then you refresh, guess what? You see that it is there. Let me zoom it a little bit for you guys to see. If you want to zoom, you come to the double slash here, you click on the plus here to zoom the page, so you can see. So this is the boy is going to school. Okay, the boy is going to school. So that is just that. Now the next one I'd like us to then dealt with is, there is a way one can write a paragraph where, let's assume that you wanted to write a paragraph of, let's say you wanted to start with a top nerve or a header, or you want to write, let's say, a header. So you can say the starting of the header, then you say the end of the header. So let's do something like writing a header for you guys to understand. Now one can also write a single line comment by saying like, I'm beginning a header. So you can say, like, bring your comment and say, okay, bring your comment and say space hyphen, and then I'll start in between, then I'll go like heading. Okay, so heading, then I bring the closing tag of the heading. So I bring this, okay, then I'll say this is the end of the heading in which way, or the header. Okay, so you can say, go like this, double slash, and then in between you say end, okay, of, okay, end of heading. Then so I want to start with a header here, so that's how I'll go by saying maybe heading 1 and press enter, and I'll go by saying let's say God is good, and I know you will respond all the time, so God is good. Then after that I'll go by saying file and then save. Okay, save it, come to my browser, and then I'll refresh. So you can see we have God is good. So that is so that the comment did not display, but I'm trying to let an external developer to know that my header starts from let me bring it down a little bit for you guys to understand. My header starts from here and then it's ended here, so that the extended web developer, when he gets hold of this code, he may understand that you started a header here and then you ended it what here. So basically that is just that. Catch you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.